I'm Sarah Stegner from Prairie Grass Cafe. I was at the Ritz-Carlton, Chicago. My partner is George Bambaris. The restaurant is 17 years old, and I helped start Green City Market 22 years ago. I am a founding member of Abundance Setting, which is a non-for-profit that supports working mothers in the culinary field.
My name is Carrie Nahabedian. I'm the chef and owner, along with my cousin Michael Nahabedian. We had Naha for 18 years, and we closed that about 3 years ago. And we have Brandi in River North, which is a jewel box of a French restaurant. And we have Costali at the Gwen Hotel, which is coastal Mediterranean cuisine. I moved back to Chicago after being an executive chef with Four Seasons Hotels for 10 years in 3 cities, Chicago, Santa Barbara, and then Beverly Hills at Los Angeles. And when I moved back in 2000 to open Naha, one very memorable day, stuck in the construction awning of the front door was a card that I still have, and it was from Abby Mandel, and it said, "I hope you will help us with our projects." And the project was Green City Market.
That love of food and cooking and socializing around food, making food a central part of our lives, which it always was, just combined naturally with the goats, the milk, the garden. And so what do you do when you have too many tomatoes and you're a farmer? You can tomatoes and make tomato paste. And what do you do when you have too much milk? Well, you make cheese. So that's what I did, and started in about 1982, reading a little book called Cheesemaking Mateys. From 1988 on, we had a herd of about 500 animals and a small creamery on the farm that we're still in and thinking about expanding.
Sarah and I knew each other from Four Seasons, and we share the same friends, our same circle of chef friends and the community, but we also share a very important mentor, which is the late Fernando Gutierrez.
One thing that he did in the way he ran his kitchen, I had to ask a lot of questions of the people around me and Fernand, and I was always like, how do I do this? How long should it take? What should I do first? And it was continual. It was intense. But what it taught me was that being a leader was about, giving the platform for creativity, for structure, for empowering people, and expecting that they as an individual can rise up and do this the way and hopefully better than you do it. It's always about, lifting everybody up around you.
You have to set the example. There are chefs that walk around with a clipboard and tell you have to poach 300 eggs for Sunday brunch. And then there's chefs that walk around with a clipboard and put it down and show you and help you how to poach 300 eggs. What happens to a lot of individuals is that they forget what made them great in the first place, which was cooking. As you continue to grow and get better and better in your career and people start knowing about you, your passion, you have to find a way to keep that. There is no timeline. You just keep building your resume. It's very much like a doctor. You just keep growing your resume and surrounding yourself with really tremendous people. I can't do what I do, and Sarah can't do what she does without the people that sell to us and all the purveyors and the small farmers.
Back, I think it's been like 2008, was when he came and bought a restaurant, 610 Magnolia in Louisville, Kentucky. He is so community spirited. In about 2018 or the end of 2017, they began to see, both he and Lindsay Ofasak, who is his partner and founder of the Lee Initiative, saw a need in the community for more equity and opportunity for women in food in the Louisville area. And so their first outreach program in the local community was the Women Culinary and Spirit program. And it's expanded since that time to include spirits, because this is the hot ticket in Kentucky and really all around the country right now. It's the one industry that did really well during pandemic. They opened this up to a mentorship program for young women in food, and to pair them with female chefs and provide growing experiences for them that way, and also with farms so that they could actually see how their food was produced. When COVID hit, the second program that they did was the Restaurant Workers Relief Program. They had restaurant workers, they served over 300 restaurant worker meals. And then they provided kind of a grocery store atmosphere as well. So you could, some server who was out of work could stop and pick up diapers for their own home. So it was a grocery kind of thing, as well as necessities, home necessities. And that project spread to many other cities across the country. And by the end of 2020, they had done I think over 3,000 or 4,000 meals. Received sponsorship from companies like Maker's Mark and other companies all over the country who have funded this program really heavily, and they're able to give money to the producer locally, regionally, to supply the chefs in their local or regional restaurants with product that otherwise they might not be able to afford during pandemic. So it's supporting both the chef and the producer.
We are a very tight group. We're a very tight circle that spans all 50 states. Thanks to Ed Lee and the project and the Ed Lee project and the restaurant reboot program, he has funded to make sure that these small family sustainable farms are there for us for generations.
For me, it significantly added to my ability to get through the pandemic financially. When COVID hit, it became clear to me that at the end of this was going to be an opportunity for chefs and restaurants to change the way they do business. That if we ever had a chance to make a shift within the industry, it's right now. It's right now because, all bets are off. The system isn't working. The food chain is broken. We can move this industry forward. I feel the whole Chicago community, the restaurant community, is on this pace to create something better than what we had, and something that contributes to society in a meaningful way, including taking care of our land and the farms and access for future generations.
I do tell my staff that there is no they, like if the house doesn't make money, no one makes money. I tell my cooks to this day, I treat you like a sponge, you treat me like a sponge. I'm going to get everything out of you, and it's up to you to get everything out of me.
Being a chef is not just about the food on the plate anymore. It's about how we run our restaurants with integrity and inclusion. My creativity is about what's on the plate, but there's something about the setting of a restaurant that is more than that. That's part of our culture. And that's what I envision and want to create. And I hope that that I've moved the needle forward in my restaurant little bits.